A virus is released into the population. It kills millions. It is simply called the Red Death. A new city is born amongst the chaos, free from the disease, but only for the privileged. Hope emerges as a scientist is on the verge of a cure, but before she can finish it, she disappears.
Who are you?
In order to save her, her husband is forced down a path he might not come back from.
Riker, help me.
But you'd do anything to save the ones you love, wouldn't you? Anything?
Welcome everybody. Welcome Rob the Replicator, Rob Arnold. Or should I
Michael.
say, Peter the Fool.
Thank you, True Evil, for hosting me today on this wonderful sunny Australian day.
It is sunny here. It's one of the bright spots of living in Victoria at the moment. We have just been thrust back into lockdown, but the atmosphere didn't get the memo. It's a beautiful sunny day here. It's absolutely exquisite. The kids are out there running around. Daughter's in homeschool lockdown at the moment. But I just said, just screw it. Go out there and run around and be a kid today. Oh, he's hiding up his Mr. T.
There you go, Mo. Happy now?
Is Mo asking for no Mo? He doesn't want you to steal his Mo. He's the only Mo around here. He doesn't want the Mohawk.
He's saying I don't respect the audience enough to invest in a beanie. There is one right here, my friend. One right here.
Well, we had a really active chat today. That's been fantastic. Before we even started, I saw John Malin was here. Mo Biggs, of course. The chat has been so big. I've even lost the people at the start. So anyone who's commented up there, sorry. I know you're all there. I was chatting with you, but hello to you too. So Mo Biggs is here. He says Malin is the assistant coach. Jabba is the coach now. Ooh, them's the serious fighting words. Leroy's in the house. Here's Rob calling me out. I mean, how much more Aussie do you need me to get? I know I don't eat Vegemite, but I do like other Australian things.
Mate, you don't need Vegemite. You grew up where there was a comic book store. These aren't Australian. The rest of us had to suffer with our news agencies and Phantom Comics, but you had a comic book store.
I said to my dad, I was, 13, 14. I said, I've got to take 2 trains in to go to a comic book store. But, he said, well, just do it. So that's what I did. And I got yelled at by a guy who looked like the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was really scary, but, that's
nice.
Just Australia for you. Hey, Boogiebot Comics. He says, hey, oh, whoa, howdy, hey-oh. Good God. He's always trying to trip me up, that guy, Rob. Garth Ostveen. Do you know Garth, Rob? We don't know Garth. Welcome, Garth. Great to see you here. Rick Saylor's here as well. Jason from Unhinged is in the chat. Awesome to see you, buddy.
Hey, Jason.
Did I say hello to Rick Saylor? Hello, Rick Saylor.
Yes.
But I didn't.
I love how you've got about 30 mods. And I tell Clayton, we need to get a couple more mods. He's like, no, we don't need mods. We don't need mods. What do we need mods for?
That's because of Jason Black. He's like, man, I see the same people show up in your chat every day in, day out. How are you going to reward them? You don't have like a membership or anything. So I said, he suggested make them wrenches. Get them to work. So that's what I did.
Right.
Jim Cox is in the house. He says butter is an ingredient, not an icing. Well, I mean, kids don't know the difference.
If you
Leroy wants to know, do you... Yeah, you got to have the sprinkles. Do you even rollerblade, Rob?
I have previously. I do not anymore.
I can do like a tutorial video. I can get the old blades out and you can watch me roll around.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason.
See, I'm just all my Australian cred is just sinking even lower. View of Uranus here. He says, "Sup, Mo, you cranky bastard." He's asking if Mike's going to be late tonight. I'm never late, always on time. Oh, Stefani Renee's in the house. We tried to get Stefani on last stream, but couldn't work it out. Something with the internet. But I'm really keen to talk to this guy. Do you know of Stefani, Rob? Oh,
I do not.
He's got an amazing looking book in the works, but he's from Brazil. I think
Oh,
there's
wicked.
something of a language barrier.
Mhm.
It looks awesome, but we're going to try and get him on at some point anyway. Who else is here in the chat? Todd's
I can't
Truth.
believe I'm not a mod. What's going on
You're
there?
not a mod.
How am I not a
know
mod?
that.
I come in
I'm
and
gonna-
drop pearls of wisdom.
You do. You're almost as bad as Mo Biggs, but when I say bad, I mean good, obviously.
So, mate, tell me, what did you do with the $2 that I gave you the other day?
Well, I don't get it yet. First of all, what's $2 US in Australian? Can we work out what that is?
Hey, to be fair, it was $2
No,
Australian.
okay, $2 Australian.
I'm not giving you US money.
It's less than 150. Who cares?
Yeah. So then you take if it's $2 US, so that's like a gold coin, but you've got to take away the 30% that Google cuts off the top of it. So it's actually $1.40. And I haven't gotten it yet. So what can I do with $1.40 around here? Melbourne is one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in.
Date night with your wife. Take it down to Mackie D's. Mackie D's for chat is McDonald's. Just to let you guys know. Some Maccas. Buy a 70-cent ice cream cone.
William C, great to see you here too. Are they 70 cents now? Remember they used to be 30 cents?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even notice. I'm so sorry, Joe. I was looking at the chat.
Oh, that's okay. You might not have recognized me with my new hairstyle. I don't mind.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's I mean, I feel like I've really dropped the ball here with the hair.
Well, I changed it up. I added a Superman spit curl, so you might not have recognized me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, I saw
your beard looks a bit like Rob's head now.
Well, it's funny you say that because I saw Rob's head on Twitter, and I thought, oh man, I used to rock a mohawk. I could have done the same thing, but from the other side of the planet, and the only problem is I shaved it all the other day. So then I thought, if I work really hard, maybe I could just grow it out, shave it again, and have the mohawk. The problem is I tried too hard. This is what I ended up with.
Beautiful.
Chia pet.
Yeah.
Works. It's very youthful. Look at Mel in the chat, my wife. She says, he's that kind of guy too. Remember Nando's. The famous Nando's story. Mel was 21, 22. She gave up her whole life to come out to live in Australia with me. Can you imagine being that crazy and doing that? But she was just so desperately in love that she came here, and it was around Christmas, and all my family had gone away. One side of my family went to Adelaide, the other side went up to Queensland, and we were all alone. And she's just in a new country. She doesn't know what the hell's going on. So for Christmas lunch, I left it a little bit late, and there was no food or anything. So I ended up having to take her out to the only place that was still open, and that was Nando's. Which, for anyone who isn't aware,
I can't imagine the amount of disappointment she still feels.
Well, she still brings it up 17 years later.
I left my country for you, and this is what you give me in return?
What's your wife's surname again, Michael? How do you spell that again?
Beauvironnois.
Very good.
Beauvironnois?
Beauvironnois.
Beauvironnois.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, look there. She's shocked still. Where is it there? Speaking of regrets, Rob. What happened? What happened with the sign up?
Oh yeah, life. These things happen. It went past 6 months, and once 6 months happens, they just delete your page. So
no warning.
No, mate, no warning. It's just like you wake up and it's not there. There's no email saying, "Hey, we're going to delete your page tomorrow." It's just gone, mate. So it is what it is. You know,
Did you get to export any of the?
or maybe about 200. So maybe
Of?
half.
Oh. Ah! Oh! No. Well, I just found your page just now. Where is it? Hang on, that's not it. Let me go to the next one. This one here. I just found it, so I'm going to do it live on air for you.
Oh,
Get back in. Get back into the mix.
what was the name of your first pet?
Oh, the G on my look. I try and show G, nothing happens. The G on my laptop is dead. Ah, I got it. Yeah, I'm not telling you my mother's maiden name. No, I don't want that. This one. There
Yeah,
you
man,
go.
it's really cool though. Like, you know, obviously it's a huge blow, but what are you going to do? Like, you know, sit and cry about it. So,
Yeah. And
No.
you're a bit of an old hand at crowdfunding. I wouldn't expect this this rookie mistake from an established gentleman such as yourself.
mate, I make the mistake so that Michael Bancroft doesn't have to.
I know. That's what we've been telling everyone now. Oh, we have a guy regular on this channel, Woodrow from Chaotic Comics, and he was like, oh, for some reason mine's just kept going over 6 months. So we did the math. We're like, dude, it's ending in a couple of weeks. Make sure you're downloading that stuff.
Yeah. So for anyone who's doing a pre-sign up list, don't do it for longer than 6 months. But if you're going to, when you set it up, on the day that you set it up, set a reminder for 5.5 months to export that data, because time flies and you don't realize how quickly it goes.
Yeah, especially if you're doing a campaign, you're gonna have 100 different balls up in the air. It's so easy to just forget one of them's up there, and
yeah. I told everyone about it last week. I think it was late last week, and we're already up to 215 signups already. So
oh, it's awesome.
yeah,
CG comes out.
Comicscape's crazy, man. There's a lot of good support there. So very appreciative.
Absolutely. You know what I just did, Rob?
Hmm.
I just read Replicator 1 and 2.
Shit.
Yep. So it's all fresh in my mind right now.
Damn.
We could
That's awkward. I hope you liked it.
I did. I did. I especially like the second one. Like you, I'm a big art guy, and the art in that book is just phenomenal. And it's Aaron Alfeci or Alfici, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
It was funny, to see the characters interpreted differently across the the two artists. It doesn't detract from the story at all. It's just interesting.
Mo Big says Rob hasn't read them yet.
Yeah, you should get onto that. Like
that's so funny.
But we could do that rare thing that we've only ever done pretty much once on this show, and actually talk about a book if you want. We can talk about the actual story.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Spoil it all.
No, we're not going to spoil it. Well, I mean, these books have been out. Especially the first one's probably been out a while now. So, I mean, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. But it starts off, and it's like a virus, has taken over, and everything's gone to shit, and
He's reading
the government is gone crazy with taking over, and then the media's helping them, and I was like, oh my god.
Deja vu.
This is on the day, in case you don't realize, we have just extended our lockdown here in Victoria, where Rob and I both live. I think we will officially have the longest lockdown of any place in the world.
Really?
Yeah. London. Here's a sobering fact for you. So tragically, London has had twice the amount of deaths there than we've had cases, but they've had a shorter lockdown.
Jesus.
So if that makes sense to anyone. But anyway, yeah, it was just really like, oh yeah, this feels familiar. it kind of diverged from that point, from that starting page though, into something else. Not quite like what's happened here.
What have they said? Have they said how long they're extending to, or is it indefinite at this point?
They
It's
have
2 weeks, I
given
think.
they have given dates, yeah, but it's 2 weeks for this step, and then it's going to be another month for another step. But the problem is, all these steps are contingent on cases, and the final kind of what their end goal is, which is what they call COVID normal. This is the end goal. They say, forget normal, that's gone, it's dead. There's COVID normal, which is you're going to be wearing a mask when you go outside, pretty much into any store. That's going to be only if they can get no cases for a month straight, which I don't think anywhere has ever gotten
No.
in the world.
No, what they found in different states over in the U.S. was that you basically burn through a population to create it. The Sweden model is the best one. You protect the most vulnerable. That reduces the number of deaths total. Considering, I think worldwide, 50% of the deaths are in people over the age of 80 with what do they call it? Comorbid
Comorbidity.
factors. Thank you, comorbidities. And the average
That's the first time that's ever happened. Yes.
And the average for people who do have comorbidities, the average number of comorbidities is 2.6. So people who have anything and this kills them, they have more than one thing generally. But what they're finding in different states is if they didn't lock down so much, then it burns through the population, and then they locally they have their herd immunity, and now they're not having a second wave. So in places that are finally opening up, they're not having second waves; they're having first waves. And that's the confusion in the press right now is they're calling it a second wave when it isn't.
Yeah, and I think what Rob and Mike were saying about the extension, we've gone through this in California already. It's key to note the difference between number of deaths and number of cases, because the number of deaths keeps going down month over month over month, regardless of the increase in cases, as all of the fiery but mostly peaceful protests have been going on in the United States. So more people are getting it, but a lot fewer are dying.
All right. We're gonna steer this conversation back. Hang on.
So Rob, when did you start being a seer?
Yeah, Nostradamus.
Yeah, mate, I don't know. It just kind of happened.
When did you write this book?
Yeah, a while ago. I mean, I had the idea ages and ages ago, and like most ideas, it just started out with a few points, a few things that I didn't like about comic books, and a few things that I'd prefer to do differently. So that's how it started. So like stuff like, the good guy is always doing the good thing, and having that blurred sense of what's really good, what's really bad, that kind of stuff. That's one of the things that.
All right, but I ask because I'm wondering, did you write this book while you were stationed in Wuhan? Because it seems to be a bit prescient.
No, but it was so weird, man. Like I know most viral stories start out the same way, but they literally did everything. Like, they set up warehouses to care for people, that they cancelled travel and flights and trade. All the things that happened in Replicator were happening worldwide, and it was just like, shit.
Rick Saylor says, let's talk about Frager Boom, Kanan White, and Rob Willis doing covers.
Yeah, let's.
Is that happening?
I can give you a little sneak peek.
Yeah, do, because you showed me something yesterday that blew my mind.
So this one here that you've got on the screen, that's the Rob Willis cover. That's been done for a while. Rob Willis, as you know, legend, crazy artist. But I got in the one from Kanan White the other day. So I'll give you a sneak peek of that. It's a close up. You'll be able to see the full thing on Wednesday when Clayton covers it live.
Check that out. Oh, this is so good. We have to even go full screen with it. Check out. I just love that pause in time. Bullets flying. Just amazing. I actually didn't recognize Kanan in that, surprisingly, but once you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I can see it in the, he always has the shadows on the arms and in the fabric and everything like that. But
Yeah, he's got a crazy ink style. It looks amazing.
He's one of the few artists that I've seen who use heavy spot blacks, but their art does not look muddy.
yeah, but you know what? With Kanan, who are you getting to color this, Rob? Do you know?
Clayton Barton.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. I have seen things where the colorist it wasn't a good fit for Kanan because there is so much black. You really there's danger to just overpower it, and the last thing you ever want to be doing with Kanan White is take away from any of his line art.
Well, that's what Clayton was saying. Let me stop sharing this for a second because I'll bring up the Kozor cover because Clayton covered that Kanan one. And you're saying Kanan is actually really, really hard to color.
Your keyboard sounds
I
like a
can totally...
1980s movie, by the way. Just side note.
What was that, Blue?
His keyboard, it sounds like it's from a 1980s movie.
Mine.
It's awesome. I like it. Anyway,
those big
back to Clayton
ones.
colors.
So this is Kanan's cover on Kozor.
Let's have a look. Yep. Yeah, right.
So he doesn't do a lot of
nice.
where he recolors the line work. He just leaves it
No.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with that, Blue, when you have artists who go heavy on the spot blacks, and if you have a colorist who tries to color hold the lines, which for anybody in the chat is not familiar with that term, that's taking inks and turning those into colors. And if you do that too much, it throws off the balance of the piece. So as Mike was saying earlier, you really got to have a colorist who knows what they're doing because they either tend to not understand how to use contrast properly with so much heavy spot blacks, or sometimes they try to go too far and they start color holding lines when they shouldn't, and then it kind of falls apart.
Is color holding more of like an all or none thing? You recolor all the blacks, or sorry, all the lines, or you don't?
Oh, it depends. Like I know that Kyle does it a lot on Ethan's work to bring the characters into the foreground in a way that sometimes it looks like it's just Kyle doing the background, but it is he's actually using Ethan's inks a lot of the time, but he does things with them that really very impressive.
And the fills being different from the lines, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and he's so good with effects, and with Cyberfrog, Ethan draws it in a way that I kind of think of as effects heavy when there's a lot of light bouncing off of all that chrome on Cyberfrog. And Kyle is really good at distinguishing between doing color holds in effects, like lighting effects, but leaving like hard surfaces alone to the point where you're not losing any of the structure of the drawing.
What's this about winning original art?
Yeah, so the artist for Replicator 3 is traditional. He's really good. I'll bring up some of his stuff. But he's going to ship me all the pages. And, people that sign up, we're going to raffle them off, I guess, choose one lucky winner. But the more sign-ups we get, the more pieces of art we'll give away.
So it's not a one and done thing. As in, like, it's not just one winner. There's going to be multiple winners.
Yeah, if we get enough sign-ups, if we get more than 500, there's going to be 2. So I think we can do it, considering we got 200 last week.
That's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea. I've never heard. That's very generous too. Usually it's a postcard or a trading card or something, or a small discount.
Yeah.
I like the competition idea. See, now I recognize these characters. I know who we're looking at here.
Yeah. So if you haven't read Replicator yet, it's very violent. That's how I want my comics. I want action, blood, and violence. And we've got
And
that
a little
display.
bit of topless lady action too. I noticed on one of the first couple of pages.
Oh yes,
in the second book, I was like, "Hello,
yeah.
this page is pretty interesting. I like it."
Yes, yeah.
Jason
But,
wants to know if he can sign up 500 times.
you can, mate. Sign up as many as you want to.
But you have to back 500 times as well if you want to have 500 chances to win original art. So,
Dude, I'm not going to even make people back to win the original art. All they got to do is sign up. Just sign up, and
Holy crap!
we'll draw a name at random. If we get enough sign-ups, we'll do more than one piece. So I want to make it so that the sign-ups are really good and people on the sign-up list actually get some really good value. So there you go.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, I haven't heard of that before at all. So fantastic. That's amazing. Free kind of giveaway competition thing.
Yeah. And there's other cool stuff too, man. Like I'm going to do wax seals again. I said I'm not going to do them because they're just too time consuming, but I'm going to do them for the secret perk backers. So people that sign up to the mailing list that pick up the secret perk, which will be sick value, they're going to get a wax seal.
Yeah. Last time I had you on, you were in the middle of all that and you were just showing me the saucepan full of wax.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yeah, I ain't doing that.
Oh, it's a tough one, man, because it's so time consuming. But then when I hear from backers and they're like, "Oh, I didn't really understand what the wax seal thing was about," and then when I got it, that was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, damn, why did you have to tell me that?
And a lot of people were surprised that it survived, the journey internationally. But that's some proper sealing wax.
Yeah, it's proper sealing wax. I think when people hear it, they think, "Oh, you're just getting candle wax, melting some candles on it, and getting a stamp and putting it on there, and then sending it in the mail." But no, it's actual proper sealing wax, so it sticks around.
What it really means is you can never throw the box away.
Yeah, it's a piece of Comicsgate history now.
Indeed.
I'm going to go back here.
Now this isn't the same as like clearing off your back type wax. You're not reusing from that, are you? Thank God.
No.
Right, good.
No, it was proper. It came in little
cubes,
sticks. Yeah. It was.
I reckon I bought about 100 sticks.
Wow.
So yeah, it gives you an idea how many it takes to do it. Like the saucepan, I filled up the saucepan like 3 times.
Is it you mixed 2 waxes this time, right? Like it's
had
red,
to,
but there's like silver floating in it.
Yeah.
And this we're showing here is what people got with the Replicator 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I got a lot of really, really good feedback about that too. A lot of people were like, "Damn, man, I didn't realize I was getting all that stuff." It was like amazing. So I always try and do that. I always try and put more in than. I always try and put more in because I want the backers to feel like they got good value and I want them to be happy. So, I'll do that with every campaign.
Dragon Smith says Ethan sent him here. Oh, cool. EVS raid. Welcome everybody. Come in. We're talking about Replicator. We're going to be I think we should actually talk about the actual book because I don't know if anyone is he said, go join a CG stream. Okay, well, he didn't call us out by name, but we'll take it.
Let's pretend he did, huh?
Let's pretend he did. I'm going to look at these pages. And I'm going to give a little brief description of what's going on.
I got a
here.
quick question before you get into it, Mike. On the cover for this one, Rob, I remember when you had sent out a Twitter poll and you were saying, I'm thinking of this green one or this red one. Mm-hmm. And I personally said I like the green one better. And I was just curious, What was it? Was it just a pure vote count that convinced you, or was it feedback you got from backers?
Uh, really, it was just me trying to get some interest in the book,
Okay.
which
Oh, it
is
was all
why
fake. He'd already had it printed.
I had, yeah. It's funny because Aaron coloured this one himself.
Okay.
It's the one I prefer,
Mhm.
but
Me too.
I think it's better coloured than the red one as well. But it's funny, man, because a lot of people really like the red one. So you just never know how it's going to go.
Yeah, I like this one too. I remember saying to you, if you're trying for more of a horror feel or something, go for the red. But if you want something a bit just strange and sci-fi and more, I don't know, whatever feeling that gives you, I think it's the better one as well. And having read it now, I'm glad you went with the green.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, sexiest chat in Comicsgate right here. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love your chat. I always pop in and it's funny, and I love giving you shit.
Yeah.
It makes my day. I will say
I
this
love to read it.
I will say this on record one time that I like Michael a lot, and I give him shit out of the goodness of my heart, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, I did declare you my evil, so I did kind of have it coming.
You did start it. Let's be
did.
fair.
I mean, that's just sort of what Aussies do to each other. So yeah, I was tracking to take over Replicator in terms of money raised and all that, and that happened, and the evil was defeated. But then I said my comeuppance will be brutal when it eventually does come.
Yeah.
With Replicator 3. Because you set a high mark here. There's that second book was, I mean, it was like a giant battle. You've got see now I'm going to totally blank on it. It's Black Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the that's the place, or is that the company?
That's the company. The place is Sanctuary. That's where what they control. A walled city, free from the disease of violence and hunger. Run by a private military company called Blackgate.
Yeah, since the virus kind of, everything went to shit after the virus, some company decided to step up and create a sanctuary where people can live, behind these walls and everything, and it's all perfect in there. Well, seemingly perfect, but still on the outside, there's there's people living on the outside. And there's the British Armed Forces out there.
Yeah.
So they get into scuffles with these guys here, and it's run by. Let me find this guy. Bit of a hard taskmaster. So this machine here is a droid, like like a drone. It's a remote control thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And their tech seems pretty. Like the army seems pretty outgunned by these guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, Blackgate, they're a private military company. Have been around since like the 70s or 80s, and they've just put, all their money into a specific, niche tech kind of idea. Instead of building like tanks and ships and all that kind of stuff, they're focused on research and development and creating, mechs and super soldiers.
Yeah, I especially liked the and I don't know who gets the most credit for this, but I especially liked the juxtaposition, I could say, between the style, the design of their vehicles and their suits and everything versus the old fashioned army ones, and they're still in their fatigue greens with their helmets, and it looks like they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, they didn't. It's great fun.
That's the guy there. He kind of, that now that I look at him again, he kind of reminds me of Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah.
If you ever did replicate a movie, you can get Hugh Jackman to play this guy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him as a bad guy before, I don't think. Could be good.
No, I like bad guys. Bad guys are way more interesting than good guys.
Yeah, you've said that a bit, and I can actually totally tell that in this story. I mean, obviously you've got the he's like a cop, He's the guy who
Mhm.
loses his wife,
Yeah.
and she gets kidnapped, and they try and frame him for the murder. And she's the one we see here. She's, where is it? Oh, everybody's singing your praises. There she is.
Yeah.
What does it say? 9 out of 10 from Anonymous. Yeah, of course. Didn't want to put his name on it.
The website, you donkey.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no. So I just having read the comics, you have spent a lot of a bit more time, I think, focusing on these guys. That scene with Ghost was killer, where she's fighting that dude.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mate, if you like that, you should see what we're doing in Replicator 3, because I don't know about you, Bancroft, but you know, when I read comics, you know, and these take time to make. It's not like we're putting out one comic a month or one comic, you know, every 3 months. They take time.
Yeah,
So I want
Replicator.
action, man. I want action for days. That's all I want to see. Like a little bit story, sure. A little bit of dialogue, yeah, sure. But I want some kick-ass action. And Replicator 3, man. Whew, crazy.
Well, Replicator 2 was already pretty full
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, Replicator 2 had a ton of action. But Replicator 3, we'll just turn that dial up.
This guy here, is that the guy that Ghost fights?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like super strong, super fast. We haven't met this guy yet, have we?
No, he's new. He's actually one of my favorite characters because he's like me, but the very worst of me turned up to like 1,000. So that's why I like him, because I can relate to him a little bit.
True Art. I did not know how you didn't know about this comic. I mean, he's everywhere, Mr. Arnold.
It's funny though, man. Like I remember, I was in the chat of some English Comicsgate show, and they hadn't heard of it like either. I'm just like, crazy. I've been yelling about this for ages, but it's just some people don't hear about things.
You just go in and say, "Don't you know who I am?"
I know. How dare you not know about this comic?
Todd says, for people like me not around for 1 and 2, will there be a chance to get them with number 3?
Yeah, of course. And if you're doing a campaign, and it's your third campaign or your second campaign, you have to have 100% the opportunity to get the previous books in the campaign. And I'm not talking like an add-on. I'm talking about a dedicated tier where people can go, oh, I've missed out. That's the one I need to get.
Yeah, get the lot.
Get the lot.
Yeah. See, everyone thinks John Mallon's a little crazy with his whole, I'm going to burn everything in a pyre of, you know, that doesn't sell. But then he does actually create a lot of kind of fear of missing out with that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, then he just offers reprints on the next campaign. So it's not like you can't get them again. You just got to wait.
Yeah.
They'll be back. And now you think, oh, I really should have gotten it on the first campaign, because now I've got this cover, whereas I wanted that other cover. And I mean, it works. It works.
Dude, John Malin is a genius. Let's just say that.
I don't know if I could have the fortitude, though, to burn all the books. That's like...
Me neither.
That's testicular fortitude right there. Rob Arnold is the only Aussie worth backing. Well, I don't know about that, Leroy. I mean...
maybe Clayton as well. Clayton and Corey.
Clayton's a good guy.
Clayton's a great guy.
Defeat the Bancroft.
That Bancroft, though, man, he needs to come up.
Oh. Most people have actually heard of the comic before, but unfortunately Rob was the one talking about it, so they weren't listening. Ouch.
Mate, I think we might need to have fisticuffs with Mo Biggs.
You're right. No. Mo Biggs is here forever. He has no restrictions placed on him.
Yeah, and so to track back, I showed you that sneak peek with the Kane and White cover. Clayton's going to color that on Wednesday on the How to Draw Comics stream.
But wait, Rob, we had a bunch of people come in from Ethan's stream. They haven't seen the Kane and White because...
Oh, you want to see it again?
Before they came in, yeah. Let's bring that back up again.
All right. And there's also Dan Frager, which is he's going to do a cover for us as well.
Just getting all the heavy hitters in on the action. All right, so this is
just a snippet of the cover. It's not the full thing. It actually goes higher and lower than this image.
Yeah, you're not having huge margins, top and bottom, on the cover. It's not
No.
gonna be horizontal. Okay, good.
No.
Just checking. Just checking.
No.
You never know. I mean,
you never know. You never know.
Yeah. So this is just amazing. I was totally blown away when you showed me this the other day.
Yeah.
Yesterday, actually.
Kanan's fantastic, man.
And she's still my favorite character, even after reading them. I just think that design, and now I've seen her boobies as well, so there's like a connection there.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's everyone's favorite character, really.
No, and she's totally kick-ass as well.
Yeah.
Is it too much of a spoiler to ask what the title refers to within the body of the story?
Replicator.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that someone in the comic gets the ability to replicate things. So he'll take like a grenade, for example, and replicate that one grenade into like 100 grenades, or take like a gun and replicate the bullets in the gun so it can continue firing, or replicate that gun into 2 guns. Anything along those lines to do with replication.
Yeah, it's there's with the, like we were saying earlier, there's people in this world with some pretty crazy tech already, and then they've run into people with some strange abilities that they weren't aware of. So there's definitely a bit of mystery going on, but we haven't seen that replication
Not yet.
power yet. We're all waiting for it now. Now that you're spoiling it. What did Robert say? I finally backed the Lucent. There you go. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. There is another Aussie out there worth backing.
You will be disappointed.
Thank you very much. You will not be disappointed. There may not be as much action in my book as in Replicator 2, but it's getting there. I like to build up to it. Rob's a bit of a kind of ram and jam kind of guy. He doesn't get you ready for it. He's just like get you in there.
That's right.
And you're straight into it. But I like to set the mood a little longer.
Michael likes to caress you, and I like to just
right.
ram it in your face.
Let us move on.
Should we? I thought that was a pretty good call.
It was good.
It's a segue.
Yeah, it is a shame. I mean, but we do what we do, and we just have to keep battling each other until we take over the world of comic books. Have you ever heard of the sad story of the Tapas brothers?
No.
Rob? They were skateboarders. It ended very sadly, but it actually ended tragically, I should say. But for a while, during the 80s and 90s, they were 2 brothers in Paran in Melbourne. And they were constantly competing against each other, and they did that back and forth, bang, 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 ping-ponged, all the way up to 1 and 2 in the world of skateboarding. So, I mean, we're not brothers, but I don't know if I...
Where are you going with this story, Bancroft?
My point is, you beat me with Replicator 3. I beat you with the second book of the Lucent. Then you hit me back with... And then all of a sudden, $1 million campaigns. I mean... I'm just saying, it could happen.
That's the dream. Rob hates foreplay.
Don't show your wife this later. Scotsman says he backed the Lucent. You can't wait for those ginger root hands. Did you see my ginger root hand? The GIF?
No.
I have to show that again. I think
Is that some sort of sexual move that you do with your wife?
For once, no.
No. No, I don't ginger root and tell. Where is it? I gotta find it. It's in my Twitter feed somewhere.
Except that he did ginger root, and he's about to tell us.
Look, Skip Edwards is laying down truth in the chat, Michael, and you're not highlighting that.
What's he saying? Well, I got the Rob Hates Foreplay. What else is it? If you like non-stop action and covers from the best artists in Comicsgate, back Rob. If not, back It's true. I mean, it's true. But you know, there's good art and there's good writing and there's promise of action. There is action in there. I'm not, you know, it's not action free, but it's not guns a blazing. That's all I'm saying. But I've made that clear from the start.
It's kind of like when you're in a school ground and two kids fight, but they fight slapping each other.
No. When they fight, they fight hard. But it's not all. They don't just resort to that. They want to, you know, build up to it a little bit. All right, here we go. I found it.
They make mean faces at each other too.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
William C says, "Give me the ginger root hand." I'm finding it. It's here. I've got it. So yeah, this is the. Can I pause the GIF? I'm going to zoom in on it.
Yeah, just tap on it a few times.
When I originally Rob, don't laugh at the hand that I drew. We all have to start somewhere, all right? And let's see if we can. Yeah, take my good hand. Can I go full screen? Can I? What's going on here? Here we go. Okay, so it's like this, yeah. Funnily enough, his finger, his little finger, is the longest finger out of the entire thing. If I can zoom in on that.
Mo Biggs, Michael's book is about heroes and villains finding peaceful ways to resolve their differences over tea.
No, that is not it. Take my good hand. Yeah, it's look, it was a fail, and my wife's, when she saw it the first time I drew it, she said, "What the F is going on with that hand?" And I said, "What? Oh yeah, it's a bit bung, but I've got other panels to draw. Leave me alone. I'm on a deadline here I set for myself."
He looks like someone shot his hand with a shotgun, like in a movie.
I showed it to Skip Edwards, and he said that looks like a where is it? There we go. He said it looks like that. I said it's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. So, but you will be pleased to know that it's somewhat competent now. This is sort of my older style of drawing. I don't draw quite like this anymore, but you know, I got in there and I gave him fingers and somewhat of a, you know.
So what he's
looks
sneakily
all right.
warning us is that as we read the book, we will repeatedly stop recognizing the characters.
No, that's not going to happen. I promise you.
The Lucent
looks like he was born.
hand.
Mel's taking credit for that. Well, that's what I said. You know, you've done, this is Replicator remastered. You've got to find, okay, what am I going to remaster? Because you can't just go back and redraw the whole thing. You got to find. I've got to find someone who can do Arnold Fetchy for me and just sort of remake everything how the way I want it. You know, you've got to weigh the pros against the cons.
Well, just lean into it. The Lucent 2 ginger hand. Or a supplemental.
Yeah,
an ash can or something.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Mo said he tried to goose Gail Simone just as she was sitting down. That poor guy.
Oh, damn. Don't look at every hand in the book. I have some very good hands in that book. Just, I had some ones that needed retouching. So they've been done. I did good feet the other day in a tweet.
I'd say, did your kid draw their hand? But that would be insulting to your child.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's a really good artist. She would not do that with a hand.
So you've been touching hands. Have you been touching the feet too?
I've been drawing the feet. I'm going to share this one as well. I showed this on stream the other day. Where is it? There it is.
Is this a before and after?
No, this is the Ella that I was proud of the feet.
How do you always do this, Bancroft? We start talking about Replicator and somehow we're talking about the Lucent again.
Well, I just wanted to show people that I've learned a thing or two. I wanted to hear Scotsman TV. I wanted to get onto his show to talk about the coloring of this, but he does it at some ungodly hours. All right, I'll take this down. We're talking about Replicator now.
Oh, dude, I'm joking. Clearly joking.
No.
I'm happy to talk about your hand and foot fetish all day.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about feet. There's no feet in this, but
No.
maybe Clayton's a little bit scared of drawing the old feet.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
No, neither do I.
He's pretty damn good. that guy.
Yeah, man. He's a great artist. Great artist.
Yeah, I saw him doing his it's a bit of a weird thing he's doing there, because he's retouching Kozor.
Mm.
But he's showing like, okay, this is what it was before, and now look at how good it is now. And he's sitting right next to Corey. It's a bit,
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. Look, Corey is a great artist. Clayton's better. It's just, Corey's younger than Clayton. Corey will be better than Clayton someday, I'm sure. And Corey's art, man, is skyrocketing at such a high level that he'll be amazing soon.
Yeah, he's only a young lad. You can tell he's a little man. Where's a picture of that wife?
And am I remembering correctly that Corey first started drawing Kozor something like 5 years ago before they remastered it?
Yeah, Corey's been working on it for a while. And yeah, he wanted to do something with it. Count Dankula, the YouTuber. Is that
Dankula?
Is that an insult?
No, he's a funny guy. He does Mad Lads, where he talks about just crazy people. He's a funny guy. I think that's a I don't know if it's an insult physically, but Count Dankula's a funny guy.
Everyone needs to have a mohawk at least once in their life.
I agree.
Wait, turn profile so we can see the back.
No.
Oh yeah, let's see the back.
No.
Come on.
No. This is home special.
Just put your head all the way down.
Okay, you faded the back. No big deal.
We got a little bit of a sneak peek. You went really red really quickly there, Rob.
Mate, it's a special power I have.
You could be an extra in a Viking film so easy.
Awesome.
You've got that build and that
sexy Vikings.
Contact Mr. H if you need side work.
Peter the Fool. Exactly.
No, that wasn't a joke. He's a guy making a Viking film. So.
Oh, who is? Sorry?
Mr. H.
Mr. H.
The British guy who does reviews.
Oh, I don't know if I'm familiar with him. What Viking film is he making?
It's just like a 20-minute horror film. If actually, he might be in post by now, but
there you go, Rob.
There you
go. Job for you.
There you go.
In case you've got nothing else to do. I mean, it's not like comic books keep us busy.
No, they're so easy, man. It's just, it all happens by itself.
So is anyone in the chat, there's 44 people in the chat, is anyone not just clicked over to one of these links? People have been posting them. One of the many hundreds of wrenches I have on this channel have been posting links to Replicator 3 coming soon. There's one right there. Felix Haas never disappoints. Is anyone in here hasn't signed up? And if you haven't, why not? Because it's free. And on top of that, without purchase, this man right here with the mohawk says you will put your name into much like a raffle, much like your grandma's Lamington raffle. Put your name into a raffle to win a piece of original art. And at the moment, there's one piece up for grabs. But if he gets up to 500 signups, there will be 2 pieces. So you'll have a 1 in 250 chance.
Yeah.
Which, all things considered, is pretty good just for having an email.
Yeah, and there's other things in the works too for people that sign up. I can't discuss it yet, but it's going to be way cooler than a trading card if it all comes together. So
way cooler than a postcard that other people have done, and other Australians on other projects that are just as good. Call it a Rob Hawk.
Yes.
True art. He didn't hear about the book until he showed up on this stream. The system works. He's here. He's heard about the book. He likes what he sees. and now he signed up for the mailing list. And if you're the original one isn't in, it's not in demand anymore, is it? But when is
No.
this coming back?
Well,
When
when we're launching 3,
Yeah.
yeah, October 15th. I think it's 3 p.m.
Damn.
Eastern Standard Time.
And what's the thing? What are you going to do? I know you guys are big on the whole stream marathon. Are you going to get Clayton out there? Are you going to get anyone else out there?
Yeah, dude. The last stream we did for Kozor, the launch day stream, was a little bit of a test run of an idea I came up with, where we could have multiple people in multiple places at the same time. And we're going to do the same thing, because it worked very well. They had 149 backers on day 1, so we'll do the same sort of thing.
Yeah, it was like you guys were just everywhere. It was your day. It was, CG is on the internet. It's got so many streams now, and you pretty much owned that entire day.
It's crazy. I mean, me and Corey were on How to Draw Comics from 6 to 3. And Clayton was just going from, Malin to Bancroft to Adam Post to Vinny T, all around the shop. And we could hold it down at home.
Well, I mean, hold it down is a very vague term. There were moments when I logged on to see how you were going, and it was pretty brutal. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to fill.
Dude, I love Corey, but he's not the biggest conversationalist. So getting words out of him sometimes is tough. And I think it was around 1:30 or 2, we were running on fumes. And then John Malin and Shane Davis came in and saved us so bad. I'm like, oh, thank God John's here. Let's talk about Graveyard Shift 3 that's out now. And John's like, oh, you don't need to talk about Graveyard Shift. I'm like, John, please please let us talk about Graveyard Shift. Just anything different for 20 minutes will just will make us sane again.
No, we can't have 2 Aussies on the same stream without someone asking for a shrimp on the barbie.
Mate, I don't mind the shrimp on the barbie. It's when they tell us that we like Fosters. That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah, Skip Edwards right here. Well, that was Skip, wasn't it? He had a Foster's. He went out and bought a Foster's because he knew he'd be coming on this show. And he drank it, and he was like, oh my God, this is piss.
Yeah, I reckon our beers are a very acquired taste.
Oh, look, I don't consider that our beer. Look at this. Mr. Joe here. He's in California. And he drinks Cooper's Brewery from Victoria. Where exactly is Cooper's Brewery, Joe? Is that? I think it's written on the label there.
Let's see. It is not on the front.
Get the glasses out.
It just says South Australia.
Oh, it is South Australia.
Regency Park.
Regency Park, South Australia. There, I thought it was in country Victoria, but I was clearly wrong. Unhinged Entertainment, Jason, have a Foster's on me, you bastard.
The funny thing
I wouldn't be able to get a Foster's for $2. I would know where to find one, but thank you anyway. Actually,
well, you can put that $2 I gave you towards it.
Put them together. I'd probably have to mail, get it over the internet and have it sent over from the States.
Stick a bucket under a kangaroo, you'll get a Foster's.
I've never seen an Australian drink Foster's in real life.
I very vaguely remember them being around in cans in the mid 80s. I vaguely remember it, but that was it. Even in cans back then, people were drinking VB. Skip says Foster's smells like canned cat food. Yeah, I saw it in Germany in the early 2000s, and I was like, wow, this beer still exists. It was actually a pub. It was an Australian pub in Germany, and they had a big Foster's thing, and that was their main Australian beer that everyone went in and drank. I don't know why. There you go. Shane knows best. It's South Australia.
King Crow says Foster's it's Australian for I pissed in your water.
I tried it once several years before I met any Australians, and I was just thinking, what are they doing down there? This
Mate, you
stuff's
should
Well,
try
we
it.
do a lot better than that. Don't you
You
worry
should try
about it.
VB. That's an acquired taste.
Is that
No,
Victoria
I actually
bitter?
like. I think have I spoken to you about that, Rob? How I like the VB now.
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, I was because you start when you're a kid. You just kind of buy the whatever the cheapest beer is, and you can get what we call a slab, which is I guess a case. 24 beers in a box, and the cheapest one usually was the VB, and yeah, very bitter. But I don't know. I think what happens is your taste buds naturally get they're less attuned to bitterness, and I can't taste the bitterness anymore, and it's just malty and nice.
They just
So-
melt off.
Literally an age thing. You're less sensitive to bitter as you age.
I might go out and buy VB after this stream. Actually, my boss said, take it easy today because of the whole lockdown thing. Go out and have a walk. I might go and buy a 6-pack of VB.
You're not
That's
allowed
that's an
outside.
idea.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'll put the mask on, and I'll creep out there. Lord Crackhead, thank you so much. $2 for the Foster's Fund. We're going to have to find it. I'm going to have to find one and drink it on stream, I think, to confirm everything. But I don't know where to get it. Maybe Dan Murphy's, which is the online store, will have it. Have to have it sent over.
If you're feeling especially brave, we could each get one
Mm-hmm.
and then skull it. And whoever doesn't spit it back out is the winner. Just have a bucket handy.
We could do that. Jason, not VD, VB. It is not a venereal disease. I will not be going out and getting one of them after the stream. Don't you worry about that. All right, guys, we are up to an hour. This is Rob. You're right. This has actually been one of the best chats I think we've ever had. This has just been non-stop fun. As we like to say here, sexiest chat in Comicsgate. And I do hope you will have gotten a bunch of new subscribers, sign-ups from these lovely folks here and whoever watches it on the replay. I know I'm excited now because, yes, Rob, I like it. I really like it, actually. I really like the Replicator.
Oh, awesome.
So well done on that.
I appreciate that.
And I also follow your philosophy of making books that look good. And you've certainly nailed that, and it looks like you're going to continue nailing it. Hey, Nibbler, thank you for a late entry. Have a long neck. Thank you, my friend. $5.99.
Long necking ya.
Get a long neck. A long neck is like, what would it be, like
Siggy
a
butt
40
brain.
ouncer? Siggy butt brain, mate. Get a long neck. The problem with the long neck is by the time you get to the bottom, it's warm. And then you're like the dregs. Yeah, you want to stay away from those last few centimeters of the long
So
neck. That's
what you guys call long necks, are there those 22-ounce bottles?
yeah, like like the rappers have when they pour it out.
Oh, the 40-ounce bottles.
40,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like
Okay.
this big.
Yeah.
But we don't make them in that same shape.
Okay.
So ours are has an actual long neck, a bit more like a sort of
Got it.
squished in wine bottle.
Got it.
Jack Stafford says, God bless you, boys. Good day. And I'll say, g'day. All right, guys, we are going to close it out. Make sure you sign up to Replicator 3. Thank you, Blue and Joe, for joining us today. And, of course, our guest of honor, Mr. Rob Arnold. And thank you to the Sexiest Chat in CG. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.